And we're live. We're doing a quick short story here with Gene Borrello. Just a quick reminder to everyone listening out there to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and subscribe to our Patreon, which is our exclusive channel where we have a bunch of all our episodes that go up there early. Q&As with John and Gene, and you can directly ask them any question. We'll give you shout outs and answer all your questions there. So go check that out. The description of the Patreon is in the bio. And today, Gene and I were talking a little bit off air, but obviously people know Gene's past, and at this point where the motive of the show obviously is to inform people of not only their John and Gene's history and what they were involved in, but of course to help young kids and people at risk to stray away from living lives of crime. But I know that there was kind of just a crazy story
Right.
with regards to one of the crimes that you did your time for, that I think people would be interested in hearing at least.
Right. So, I always get messages, Gene, I from what I heard, people that knew you, you had no regards for anyone, you did this, you did that. What was one of the stories that you did? And someone brought up a particular story. And I went, a little too far, as I always did. And I was about 20 years old, and I was a stick-up guy. I was
You were 20? That's
20 years old. Yeah, I was out of control at 20, and me and my partner, which was Bobby G. Alonzo, we did a lot of crimes together. And this particular one, we got a score, and he was a high-ranking captain in a crime family. And we were told that the guy's gonna come home with like 75 to 100,000 in cash. He's gonna come home from his nightclub, and basically this is where you're gonna get him. Now everyone that knew what we were doing, it says, you're out of your fucking minds. I'm like, we didn't care about titles. That's just a title they got from some old guy that probably never been in a fist fight in his life. So we didn't really care about titles. We were just doing what we wanted. And I'm gonna give this guy credit though, because I had sat on him. He came home, and he went into his driveway. He got out the car. Now, mind you, this guy's a high-ranking mafia guy. He sees a guy with a pistol and a ski mask. He's probably think he's getting killed. So I guess he froze when he seen me at first. I jumped on him, and I grabbed the briefcase, and I put the gun to him. And I says, "Let go of the briefcase." He wouldn't let go. Now I'm thinking, what do I do? First instance, I pistol whipped him. I cracked him with the gun. He begins fighting me. So now I'm tussling with this guy. But what he does...
How old is this man?
I don't know his exact age, but I know he was a grown man. I don't know his exact age.
And
but
you're alone?
I'm by myself, and my partner is the getaway driver. So I says, this is going to be a quick thing. I'm figuring I'm just going to grab the briefcase, put a gun to him, and we're gone. That's not what happened. He actually fought me, and then he gave a signal, and he started hitting his horn. So I didn't know that was a signal, I guess, for his wife to come out with a sawed-off shotgun. I just remember looking left, and I seen a double barrel pointing at me like that. Freeze. Now, my natural reaction was to shoot, and I opened fire. Boom, 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 boom. And I want to explain to people how this could have went so wrong and just out of control. What we were doing is, I had to get out of the yard, basically, because now I had a double barrel shotgun pointed at me. And I'm in a ski mask. I'm fighting a captain in a crime family. Basically, I'm fist fighting this guy. Now pistol whipping him, beating him, screaming, and he wouldn't give me the money. I ended up having to run out of the yard and got away. But now, to explain the story, how this is horrible. One, I'm robbing a captain in the Genovese family, okay, which is an automatic death sentence. Two, a woman came out with a shotgun who was almost killed. Three, even to be, doing what I was doing, which is so out of control. I mean, I can't imagine the things I used to do. I think about it sometimes, and I'm just like, what was wrong with me? But, I just didn't care. But long story short, the next day, I remember one of my friends, one of my best friends, I'm not going to say his name, he came to me, and he goes, Gene, man, guess what happened? He goes, what? He goes, somebody fucking stuck up Allie shades. I says, oh, yeah, who's that? He goes, oh, he's a skipper with this family. I says, oh, wow. He goes, the whole family is looking for who did this. I just looked at my friend, and I started smiling. He goes, it was you? I'm like, yeah. He goes, what the fuck is wrong with you? I says, bro, I'll give him credit. He wouldn't give me the money. He wouldn't give it up. I gotta be honest with you. He goes, bro, you're basically asking to die. And that's what at one point in my life, I really didn't realize of the things that I was doing, because we robbed many gangsters and many drug dealers, and I just wasn't thinking. And I want to explain to people, like, it was so crazy what I was doing. It's not even worth it, that I almost killed a person, beat this person up, and we didn't even get the money, you know? And that's how things can go wrong. Once again, one of my crazy maniac stories, that I was so out of control and robbing gangsters and everyone else, that it's not the way you want to go, man. You know, and I'm not glorifying. I'm just, you know, people ask me about my stories, and I try to explain what I've done. And I beat this man. He fought me, and I will give him credit. He wouldn't give the money up. The guy was ready to die for $75,000, which is pretty crazy, because I was thinking about shooting him, and that's where my mind was at. I was gonna shoot him in his stomach and just take the money, but his wife pretty much saved him on that when she came out with the shotgun, and I had to fire her way to get out of the yard. And that's one of the stories that someone asked me about. I just want to tell it how it was, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, ultimately, you know, to send the message out there that, you know, at least you did your time.
Yeah.
You paid for it,
Right.
and you know, obviously, I'm sure there's a lot of regret there as well.
Yeah.
And you know, for the kids out there that hear these stories, you know, I mean, obviously they're crazy, and to some they might be like, oh wow, that's quite something, but
no, it's not.
You know, there's no good ending.
No good ending, because I could have been killed, and now what happens if I
someone else too?
Right, hurt someone else, you know, and everything I was doing was just basically a death sentence or a life sentence. So you have to think about that. There's always going to be, behind what you're doing, there's always going to be something. You know, what I was doing is serious. I didn't realize the seriousness of the stuff I was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think now you're older and you have that
Right,
perspective.
of course. So that was one of my crazy robbery stories, and obviously I have a book coming out. There's going to be so many of them in there, and a lot of other violence that I committed for the mob and myself, and it'll be out in probably like February. So
Stay tuned. Thank you.
take care.